The story begins with a beautiful lady being choked because she always looked at the one choking her with that kind of expression. Then suddenly the attacker let go of her. The one choking her was a man and is confused thinking what's going on there. Seizing the chance, the lady attacks him, which sent him flying while spitting black blood. Her attack seems to have dealt pretty good damage to that guy. And that guy is our MC, who is confused about what is going on there. Just like us. But most of us have already guessed it right. What's this situation is. Suddenly his head hurts. Yes, his head hurts. We all know what's coming up next. Memories. But his memories is little jumble mumble. He is doing face off with a guy, and he was touching that beautiful lady from earlier. And it seems like she was fine with him touching her. And then there is a dog with blood all over it, and some people making fun of him. Before he could put his memories together, he notices a sword next to his neck. And it's the beautiful lady from earlier. And now that we got to see her whole body, she is even more beautiful. And she is mad and little blush because even though she defeated him so many times, he is still persist. And she is blushing because this time, he even pinned her down. He apologizes saying that he doesn't know. And this is my first time seeing an MC snotting instead of nose bleeding after seeing a babe like her. Man, he is something else. We got one strange MC here. A pink hair lady gets mad because he is so shameless that even after her senior sister doesn't like him, he just keep disturbing her. And this time he lost twice in a row. However, from what I saw earlier, he was the one who was pinning her down. So who was the loser here again? He makes himself clear saying that he never said that he likes senior sister. Since he can't remember, she gets ready to leave from there without wasting any time. Senior sister and her sister leave from there in her flying sword. Now that they have left, he gets ready to put his memories together. He is still confused and wonders if this is a dream, but he has all his 5 senses. And he felt the coldness of that sword earlier. Then he remembers a name, Ningyuan. He finally realizes what is going on there. He has transmigrated and into a game called The Sword Immortal Legend. And Ningyuan is the lead disciple of Li Shui Peak in the game. He then remembers the game storyline, and according to what happened just now, he remembers that it's the scene where an NPC named He Qingyong challenges Ningyuan and gets defeated. And because he kept pestering Ning Qingyong, it eventually forced Ningyuan to get together with senior brother Qin Shen. And after He Qingyong's demon identity was exposed, he was killed by Ningyuan in the Grand Sky Realm competition half a year later. Then he gets shocked because he has finally noticed that he has transmigrated as an NPC, and he will die after half a year. This is just too painful for him, because whatever isekai novels he has read before, when people transmigrated, they transmigrated as an overpowered MC. But he is just an unlucky NPC. And the worst part is, just like you and I, he also skipped all the NPC dialogues when playing games. However, he has completed the game, so he has that thing. What is it called? The gods-like perspective. Then another beautiful lady arrives there. She is also one hell of a beauty, and her name is Li Ozin. He remembers her. She is Qin Shen's lackey. She pretends to be kind to He Qingyong. But on the night when He Qingyong was completely rejected by Ningyuan, Li Ozin took advantage of and squeezed him dry of his essence. And then she transferred that essence to Qin Shen, making his cultivation jumped by 2 levels. She stumbles on a stone and tries to throw herself on Qingyong. However, he dodges her and she fell on her face, which makes her super mad, but she didn't show it on her face. Asks her junior brother, why didn't he catch her, and now her butt hurts, and asks him to compensate her. Qingyong doesn't want her to squeeze him dry, so he gets ready to go back to his dormitory, saying that man and woman shouldn't touch each other in open, or her reputation will ruined. On the other hand, Leo Zin is mad because she can't return back just like this, so she left her poor butt that was hurt to go with the next plan. On his way to dormitory, he organizes his memories, and that he is an outer disciples of the Li Shui Peak, and he also doesn't have a token to leave the Sky Realm, and he can get those tokens by completing tasks. He comes to his room, and is planning to leave the Sky Realm before Ningyuan kills him in half a year. She is already at 3rd stage of Condensing Veins Realm, while He Qingyong is still in Kai Refining Realm. Half a year later, she will reach the peak of the Golden Core stage, and he will still be a useless disciple. But he is not the old He Qingyong. He is new He Qingyong, and he wants to live a long life. That's why he gets ready to become stronger, since he has transmigrated into that world of thrilling adventures. He gets ready to fully experience it. Then Li Ozin comes there again. She is not leaving with cheating his essence today. She gets ready to comfort him because senior sister Ningyuan never liked him. However, she likes him and she is not less attractive than senior sister. She closed the door with that same butt that was hurt earlier. Gets ready to show him the heaven. But to see that heaven, he will have to pay a price. And that price is his essence. The price is too much for that few minutes of pressure. She is not leaving without that essence boy. She is ready to take him to the heaven in between the valley. And King Yong is also feeling something after seeing her like that. He suddenly wants to get close to her and hug her. While she is ready to leave him dry, she even push him down on the bed, ready to get into action. King Yong also reach out his hand to grab those melons, seeing that she gets ready to push him a little more. But he hits her instead of grabbing those melons. Poor girl went flying and slamming on the wall. Her poor butt, it will hurt again. This time it will hurt real bad. But thanks to King Yong, we can see this nice view here. King Yong is also surprised to see the power surging to his fingers. He then remembers something, that the original host was a demon dog, even though the human form is only a Kai refining stage. But because of his demon blood, he's equivalent to the foundation establishment stage of human cultivation. And Liu Xin is shocked to see a waste, who is only a Kai refining stage, manage to hurt her, who is at the peak of the foundation establishment. King Yong then reminds her again that he already told her that he doesn't want to touch her for the fear of ruining her reputation. But she still entered inside his room, even though he closed the door. With an innocent face, she asks him why is he treating her like that, when she liked him for so long. He then dropped a bomb on her head, saying how does using enchantment spell count as like. This shocked her even more, thinking how did a waste like him saw through her illusion. After that, King Yong throws her outside from his room. He is not that naive fool from before. He is not going to let her dry him up. And the original host, because of his demon blood, if he has cultivated, his cultivation speed would have been extremely fast. But he chose to be a waste and didn't bother to cultivate. But this King Yong is different. He gets ready to cultivate and reach the peak. After all, that's what MCs are supposed to do. But he is an NPC. After that, King Yong is being sneaky because he wants to leave from the Sky Realm before he gets killed by Ning Yuan. He gets ready to escape no matter what without looking behind, and slam his face on the thin air. There is a barrier around the sect, and without a token he can't leave that barrier. A lady from outside comes there, and it seemed like you need to have that big melons to enter and exit from there, because those big melons enter first. This beautiful lowly's name is Zhang Qingqing, an outer disciple of the Li Shui sect, chief editor of the Sky Realm Chronicles. She is confused to see King Yong there, and wonders if he is trying to escape from there. He doesn't want to be found out, and informs her that he is just taking a walk there. She has returned from her mission. She hurried back because she heard some interesting news about her junior brother King Yong and senior sister Ning Yuan. And she also knows that he doesn't really like Ning Yuan, and he is pestering senior sister because he doesn't like senior brother Qin. Qingqing informs him not to worry because senior sister doesn't have feeling towards senior brother Qin. He also informs Qingqing that he never liked senior sister in that way because they are like mountains apart, and he hardly ever seen sister Ning Yuan. Then Qingqing wonders who was the one who challenged senior sister, and said if he defeats her in the Sky Realm competition, she will have to marry him. And she also sure that she was there and heard it with her own ears. Anyways, she informs King Yong that senior sister Ning Yuan received a title from the sect master and can no longer be called senior sister. She should be addressed as Lord Yuehua. Qingqing then gets very touchy with him, asking him to share more spicy history of him and Lord Yuehua. She even gets ready to trade 3 low-grade spirit stones for some gossip. After all, she is a news reporter. King Yong gets ready to go to his dorm, but she also follows him because they are neighbors. On their way to the dorm, she informs him that he has a pure energy as long as he trains diligently. In 3 years, he'll have a chance to fight with Lord Yuehua. However, whether he can survive next 6 months is still uncertain. How can he dream of fighting her in 3 years? She gives him more info about how amazing Lord Yuehua is. He thanks her for the info. Thanks her once again that he doesn't have any feelings toward Lord Yuehua. But his senior sister Qingqing really wants to see him making progress with Lord Yuehua. After that, she informs him about the mission, if he wants to go down the mountain and play freely. He gets ready to do as she said and take some mission, which shocked her because before whenever she tried to persuade him to take mission, he never listened. But today, he is little proactive, wonders why. This shocked King Yong, thinking if she found out something unusual about him. On the other hand, she wonders if he is going to this length because of the power of love. After some time, they arrive at the dormitory. She leaves saying if he remembers any story about him and Lord Yuehua, inform her first. King Yin comes to his room. Before he entered inside his room, he changes into a dog. This shocked him, but at the same time, he remembers that the original owner was a demon dog, and he might revert to animal form at night. Also, he can't speak human language, He gets ready to quickly hide because the sky realm doesn't like demons and devils. And if they found out about him, he is sure that they will skin him and eat him. And he is also hungry because he haven't eaten anything since he transmigrated there. Then a lady comes there and is surprised to see a spirit beast there. And that lady is Lord Yuehua herself. She wonders who does this little spirit beast belongs to. But there is no binding charm on King Yang. She picks him up asking if he was trespassing there, while he is shaking to his core. Then she notices the clothes of her junior and wonders which junior throw their clothes at the door. She gets ready to take the dog with her and feed it something. He is also finding her smell very attractive because she has a jade spirit body, and her essence can greatly benefit Beast's cultivation. He wonders if he should absorb it, but he can't do that. He doesn't have the power to do that. She calls him Little Puppy, which surprises him, not because she called him Little Puppy, but because of the face she is making right now. It's totally different from when she was looking at him. She even gives him a kiss, saying sister will protect you. She then brings him to her room and gets ready to wipe his paws and all. After wiping his paws, she combs his fur. After that, she even informs him about King Yang, who challenged her and lost. And she is mad because everyone says that he likes her, but she doesn't think so. But she actually doesn't dislike her junior brother. While she was holding him like that, he is totally exposed. So he tries to hide his little brother with his tail. Seeing that, she laughs, saying that she didn't expect him to be shy. And it's already late. She gets ready to let him sleep with her tonight. All types of thoughts starts to flow inside his mind after hearing sleep together. She starts to take off her clothes, but she still have that undergarments on. They sleep together, and she's holding in tightly between her melons. And after she has taken off her clothes, the fragrance of her spirit jade body is even strong. And he is unable to hold himself back. But he's a dog. He can't do anything right now. After she falls asleep, he gets ready to leave from there. The window was open, so he escaped from the window. Next day, he arrived at the hall where they take mission, and everyone is talking about him. King Yang, who is super jealous about senior brother Kin, and obsessed with Lord Yuehua, and always caused her trouble. He have come to accept some low-level mission, but the old man informs him that all the mission are already been assigned, and there is no mission right now. He informs him about his situation, and that he is in hurry. Since he is in hurry, he gets ready to give him a mission that no one accepted to take. The Huashui Tower mummy case. And no one accepted this mission because the reward is only 2 points. And after accepting the mission will start when he leave the mountain. And if he doesn't complete the mission in 2 weeks, he won't be able to accept any mission for 2 months. He gets ready to take that mission. Next, King Yang is little low on money. He vaguely remembers that King Yang came from pretty good demon family. Something about being from prominent demon dog clan. He wonders how did King Yang end up so poor. Then his senior sister King comes there, giving him a shock. She is there because she heard that he has taken a mission. At the same time, Lord Yuehua have also taken a mission, and the mission locations are quite close. She wonders if he did that on purpose. King Yin informs her that it's just a pure coincidence. And man, this senior sister of his, she is begging her stepbro to help her from behind, because she is stuck there. She then notices that her junior brother is little low on money, and gives him little info about money, and that 2 points can be changed for 10 medium-grade spirit stones. This lightened his mood because 10 medium-grade spirit stones is equivalent to 300 taels of silver. What's more, if he is in different region, it could be worth even more silver. Then we get to see this beautiful rear view of senior sister Zhang Kenke, informing her her junior brother, to share the story of his romantic adventures with Lord Yuehua when he get back. And she is also sure that if they become dual partners, that will be awesome. And before leaving, she informs him that Lord Yuehua is top choice for dual cultivation. However, dual cultivation with Lord Yuehua is out of the question for him. Next morning, he has come down the mountain to leave for the mission. And beside 12 low-grade spirit stones, his low cultivation in God's perspective, he has nothing. And if he leave with just that little money, he can't survive even a week out in the sky realm. He gets ready to earn more money and increase his cultivation. He was just playing game, and out of nowhere, he ended up in the body of an unlucky NPC. He gets ready to refill water before leaving. And his senior sister Liao Xin is washing her feet behind the rock. King Yang gets ready to collect the water. Then they both get shocked to see someone there. And King Yang didn't expect his senior sister Liao to be there. If he had known, he wouldn't come there. Liao asks him if he is there to find her. And she is hiding underwater, but she was wearing the same clothes in the public before. He informs her that he was just passing by and stopped there to collect some water. She informs him that it's just 2 of them in that forest and he shouldn't be shy around her. After all, she is her senior sister, who likes him more than Lord Yuehua and is always ready to dry him up. He gets ready to leave from there, asking her to take her time in there. She jumps on him, asking him not to leave her alone there, and that he used to be much kinder with her before. She asks him to tell her what did she do wrong. Then he asks a question which shocked her, and that question is, "Senior Sister Lilo, are you a pervert?" She falls down on her knees. She is just shocked to hear that word. Pervert. She is deeply hurt because he insulted her like that. Poor girl. But he doesn't give her crap about her feelings and gets ready to leave from there, saying she should focus her attention on senior brother Kin. A guy was watching them from above a tree. He comes back to Lord Yuehua and informs her about what just happened between Lio and King Yang. But she acted as if she doesn't care and gets ready to leave for her mission. And her mission this time involves demonic forces. She and that junior brother of hers part ways from there. Next, King Yang is ready to leave the mountain, and he has the token with him. First he passed the token from the barrier, and then leave the barrier. Not like the ladies from before, who first let their melons pass and then they pass from the barrier. Even though he has come out from the mountain, but he can't escape because the token has a time limit, and if he exceeds that time limit, he will be forcibly sent back to the Sky Realm. He arrives at the Zoil County, his mission's location. After coming to that small town, he went straight to the weapon shop, because he doesn't have any weapon on him. Inside the shop, a beautiful lady welcomes him and informs him that she has everything from secret hidden weapons to great axes. Since King Yang is a sword cultivator, he gets ready to look for a suitable sword. One sword piques his interest. He gets ready to buy it. She tells him the price of the sword, and it's 10 taels of silver. However, he doesn't have any silver and gets ready to pay with lower grade spirit stones. She gets ready to take 3 lower grade spirit stones. And now that he has bought the sword, he informs her that he is a disciple from the Lyashi Peak in the Sky Realm, and asks her about the Flower Water House. She is surprised to hear that he is an immortal cultivator. If that's the case, she gets ready to give him some info about that Flower Water House, and that it's the largest brothel in the area. And recently, many men have been carried out, completely drained and dying in a horrifying way. And authorities investigated that case, but all the women there are humans. So the case is still hanging for Sherlock Holmes to solve it. He thanks her for the information, and she is also rooting for the immortal cultivator to get rid of that evil. Next, he arrived at the Flower Water House, but the house is pretty empty because of the rumors. The lady of the house comes there, and she is not feeling well because the business is not doing well. She notices King Yang. Thinking that he's a customer, she gets ready to bring all the girls and serve him the best wine. He introduces her that he is the disciple of the Lyashi Peak from the Sky Realm, there to exterminate the evil and uphold justice. And inside his heart, he is feeling like a superhero whenever he says those words. To uphold justice and exterminate the evil. She is so happy to see an immortal master who have come to help her. So she throws herself onto him, shares her trouble with him, and informs him that about 2 months ago, a male guest was found dead in one of the girls' bed, which terrified her girls. And after that, every 3 days another male guest had died. But what creeped King Yang is when she informed him that those guests' kidneys were all gouged out. She also informed the authorities and officials, but they couldn't find the culprit. And her last chance was to send a message asking for help from the immortal masters of the Sky Realm. King Yang didn't thought this to be a kidney harvesting case. He wonders if the demons are shortage on kidneys and needs to make up for it. Anyways, he is fine as long as the culprit is not above Foundation Realm. He then asks her when was the last incident. She informs him that it was day before yesterday. So tomorrow, they'll have another death at their Flower Water House. She squeezes his hand onto her melons and asks him to help her. Otherwise, she will go bankrupt. He gets ready to help her. After all, that is his mission. Then a beautiful lady comes down from the 2nd floor asking the madam of the house about her thing that she asked madam to get. Since the business is not doing well, madam asks her to wait a little longer. Once the immortal master resolves the case, she will find someone to buy them for her. Her name is Liner and is shocked to hear about the immortal master. If that's the case, she gets ready to wait a few more days. Don't tell me that she is the kidney harvester. Madam apologizes to King Yang for Liner's attitude and informs him that Liner is one of the top girls of her house. After that, Madam gets ready to show him to the guest room for him to rest. She also informs him that all the rooms of almost all her girls have had deaths, except for Liner's room. She also shows him Liner's room. He gets ready to stay in the guest room, and tomorrow morning, he will switch rooms with Miss Liner. Yo bro wants to switch room with such a beauty. Who is being perv here, huh? Madam and King Yang comes to Liner's room. She gets mad for disturbing her so late at night. Madam informs her that tomorrow morning, Immortal Master will switch rooms with her. so she needs to temporarily move out after she wakes up. This makes her more mad because she doesn't want any random man to stay in her room. And the man is doing that because he doesn't want the culprit to harm her. She gets into her business mode and teases him a little, which makes the madam mad because a mortal master isn't like those other men. Since she can't go against madam, she gets ready to do as she says. After that, madam brings King Yong to the guest room. She then holds his hand and informs him that her life and livelihood are in his hands. If another murder happens, then even the few remaining customers will flee away. He gets ready to do his best to help her, but for now asks her to leave from that room. But she wanted to talk to him even more. Oh no, after she left, he is Dama because when playing the game, he didn't play the brothel event because the reward was no good. Now he really wants to go back and do that event. He then gets ready to get familiar with his sword and has also brought a cultivation book with him. He starts to learn the technique of that book, and thanks to his demon blood, he quickly learns it. He uses the technique and senses the presence of ladies in that house. This surprises him because he can really sense their presence. He gets more interested in learning more about the techniques in cultivation. After that, he learns some moves and some poses. After learning these moves, he gets ready to go to the library and borrow more techniques to study after completing this mission. Then he turns back to his dog form. Now he has turned into a dog. He can't do anything, so he gets ready to go to the bed for today. Then he sleeps like a log. On the other hand, Lord Yuehua is running from some demons because they are after her jade spirit body. Because if they perform dual cultivation with her, it will help them in their cultivation. But she is not a weak lady. She takes out her sword, does a weird pose to do a powerful move, and attacks them with a water ball. She defeated them easily. They then begs her to spare them. But she is a ruthless witch. She finishes them by splitting their heads. And thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, then watch this video here. And like and subscribe for more. Also stay tuned because next is going to be a big kaboom.